All right. So, I kind of just want to take a sec and real quick talk about some of the new kits because I might eventually do a full main channel video on it, but until we get to that point, I kind of want to like go over my thoughts on them, um, and give you guys kind of some ideas of how good I think they're going to be at least in terms of meta. In general, these kits kind of stinky, but that's okay. First off, Sniper Riter 5B, new pencil, obviously the first pencil, one of the best weapons in the game. This thing, to be honest, I actually think it's gonna also be pretty good. As we all know, pencil, insane right now. Probably top 5, maybe the top 3 weapon. Great range, good damage, and obviously it has this thing, which is like instant cooler. Give me a sec. There you go. Obviously, you get the lovely dovely cooler, which is, you know, the best special in the game, arguably, behind... Not even behind Zuka. I think it's better than it. It's just people like it, so it's fine. But the new kit is going to have rain and wall. I actually don't hate this kit. I think for what Sniper Riter wants to do, wall's not that bad. Obviously, we got ZF, another charger with a wall. And what that thing can do is that you can throw up wall and you can tap shot, or it gives you enough time if someone's rushing you down to get a full charge off, which is actually pretty good for the weapon. Because it doesn't really need like a bomb or anything to poke. It's a charger, you don't need that. So I think wall will actually be good on Sniper Riter, but not really for that reason. The reason for that is actually because of this thing. So on some maps where you get forced to fight leader, things like, you know, I don't know, things like brine water, or things like mincemeat, where you're gonna probably see leader. It's good to have that wall so that you can at least protect yourself while that leader's standing on the other edge of the map just shooting at you. And then rain. This thing is already a zones gimmick as is, so I think having rain for it is not... it's pretty good for it. So overall, I think this is actually a good kit for the weapon, but I don't think it's going to be better than what we're looking at for the original kit. So, you know, end of the day, is what it is. Onto our second and I guess third kits. To go along with the new special splatter color screen, which we'll talk more about in a minute. We got Foil Squeezer with Auto Bomb, and then the new special, and then Undercover with Torpedo. I will just say, real quick, both of these are actually good kits, which is crazy. I didn't think that either of these would get good kits, considering Squeezer already an insane main weapon. Absolutely, I would argue it's the best main weapon in the game. I think it's even better than Stamper. This gun is insane, and its current kit is also really good. A lot of people complain it doesn't have synergy, which is like, okay, whatever, but it's the best main weapon in the game. It has the best special in the game, arguably. And it has a wall to defend itself, which it does... Like, this thing doesn't struggle with painting. It doesn't really need another poking tool. Like, having wall is just fine for it. Maybe there are other things that would synergize better, like combo tools, whatever, but this thing doesn't need it. And I can't even play this weapon well. I have Carpal Tunnel. I can't mash that hard. So, you know, I can't play this weapon to its fullest. But yeah, this weapon's insane. And this new kit for it is also insane. I see people complaining about this a lot, and I'm like, wow, Squeezer players are babies, bro. You just got a good tool to scout for other players so you can laser them down. And you also got a wall that'll make it harder for other people to see you. That is also a combo tool for you, like you wanted. That also disorients them, makes them easier to laser down. I don't know, man. You're complaining about nothing. This weapon is going to be insane. A weapon that will probably not be insane, though, is this thing, Undercover. So, okay, to its credit, I don't think this kit, it is the best kit it probably could have gotten besides maybe Cooler over Screen, depending on how good Screen is. We'll see. But Undercover is just a bad main weapon right now. One big thing, as you saw, you can't do that, which sucks. We don't love that. And then, obviously, its current kit is just dog water. Actually... Yeah, no, it's dog water. Mine, I actually don't hate mine on this weapon for what it's worth. I think it's kind of okay in some circumstances for helping it with a little bit of chip and skirmishing and kind of That annoying, like, it gets in, it skirmishes, it places a bunch of mines everywhere. It's fine. And Slider, in theory, is not the worst thing it could have. But in execution, it's Reef Slider. Who wants a Reef Slider? That's right, nobody. Reef Slider, bad. Not a hot take. So I think the new kit will be better. As we know from Splatoon 2, Kunder, Torpedo works really well on this thing. It essentially gives it a big, fat, beefy target that the opponent has to shoot down or get more damage on. The thing with Kunder in Splatoon 2, though, is that it also had ink armor, which also played into this. So you could pop armor, and your opponent had to shred Torpedo, and shred your shield, and shred your armor, and it was kind of a lot. And that was what made that weapon okay. Kunder has never been a good main weapon. And in this game, obviously Splatter Color Screen is not that bad for it. I think the chip actually, in theory, combos well, right? Yeah, it just takes 2 shots and then the screen does, I think they said 32 damage, which is like, cool, that combos well, that kills. That actually doesn't kill all the time, but I think that's fine. And I think if this weapon gets any sort of buff, I think it'll actually be pretty okay. Because Torpedo still works well on it for what it is. And if the screen in combo with this thing, I think it could be okay. Not good, to be clear. Undercover will probably never be a good main weapon. But I think if it's okay, good for it, it's okay. I don't know. I think it could be alright. What will not be alright, though, is this goddamn thing. So Painbrush truly is the weapon of all time. It's bad right now. It's just got such a long wind-up, and you're kind of stuck in place. It's just weird, because you can't move and then flick. You have to move and then stop and then charge up and then flick again. And it's really weird. It doesn't really work that well in execution. One thing I will say, though, compared to all the other weapons, I really like this model. I don't know why. It looks good to me. But yeah. This thing has point sensor and missiles, which... Oh, boy. Okay. So, I'll be honest. I hate this kit. I think this kit does not help Painbrush at all. All it does is incentivize it to play the game less and paint the floor, which kind of sucks. Currently, as it stands, Painbrush is alright, because it's not even alright, but its kit kind of works for it. Curling lets it move around a little faster, which is kind of nice. And Breaker combos alright with it. Breaker's just not in a great spot right now, but I don't... It's whatever. It's still, like, okay, I guess, but... I don't know, there's just no reason to pick this thing with its current kit, and it's, like, a bad main weapon, so... Why would you pick it? Spam more missiles, that's why you would pick it. Much like a lot of the other missile weapons in the game, and by a lot, I mean literally all of them. There is no reason to pick any of these besides to spam missiles. Missile weapon, Goosehuber's a meme, missile weapon, missile weapon. And this is not going to be any different, which kind of sucks, because that's the trend I'm noticing, is that rather than making main weapons good, they're just tacking things on with missiles so that if you want you have to play a weapon that normally wouldn't see play to get missile, I guess. I don't know. And also Wiper. I don't know why they gave Wiper missile. I still don't really get that, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. This kit kind of sucks. Another thing is that in the trailer, we thought it was going to have line marker, which a lot of people didn't like. I actually think line marker would have been kind of based on it. Echolocator doesn't do a lot for this weapon. I don't know why you would want that, to be honest. Like, what does that add of value to Painbrush existing? That's right. Nothing. But what line marker would do is that it would give it cheap burst paint, which would be great. And it wouldn't combo well. But if they're not going to give it burst bomb, giving it line marker and letting it get a bunch of paint in its feet instantly and being able to move and schmoove with it, like you see a lot of certain other line... That's a lie. You don't see line marker. I was going to say, like, you see other line marker weapons do, but you don't see line marker basically at all, besides this thing, surprisingly. Which you see a good bit. But yeah, it just lets you paint your feet and schmoove with it. It would give it easy burst paint on walls, and still locating if they really want that for some reason. But, I don't know, man. I don't know why you would pick this weapon ever. I don't know, but is what it is, I guess. Kit, kind of stinky, whatever. But God, this next kit is also just as bad. That's the wrong one. You didn't see that. Reflux. A lot of people didn't like Wall on it. I actually didn't hate wall on it for one reason, which was that it would kind of let it play like you play Firefin, or I guess it's Echo Fin now, where you can basically just throw the wall out in front of you and charge shots behind it, which would kind of work for it, because it's kind of its biggest issue is that it's inconsistent, and it's really hard to consistently charge shots at people's faces with its short range. So wall would kind of help that in my mind. And then they went and gave it Reef Slider. I've already talked about Reef Slider. That special is bad. It needs buffs badly. Just give it Splashdown Super Jumping, maybe, please, Copium. But yeah, Reef Slider doesn't work with this thing at all. The only thing this might be okay for is maps with small zones, being able to set up wall and then slider in, and then the wall will protect you, maybe. But like, why? Why would you ever pick this weapon? I don't know, man. I don't know what they were thinking with this, because what Reflux really needs is a poking tool for slightly longer range or chip damage better. And this gives it neither of those. So instead, it will continue to be sentenced to Missile Bot Hell, probably. Or more realistically, people will just keep not picking the weapon. Curling does help it get in a little bit, and I bet they were thinking Slider will do the same thing. But the difference is, Slider actually is way worse than Curling. Because all it does is guarantee you're going to go in and either die or do nothing. And technically, yeah, this thing has a combo off Slider. Theoretically, you go in and you hit the Slider's 70 hitbox, which is like, and then you can do that, or you can do one arrow charge, I think. Oh, you just hit one arrow. That's what it was. Yeah, you can Slider in, deal 70, and then you get to hit one arrow and kill, which is like, okay, that's fine. But, I don't know if you've seen the other things that have Slider in this game, that also theoretically are combo tools off of it, which is like a lot of things. Where are you? That's like, wow, look at this big AoE combo that theoretically should happen a lot, that doesn't happen. Wow, look at this big slosh combo that theoretically should happen, but doesn't happen a lot. These want it as an entry tool. These three. That doesn't work at all. And Arrow Spray exists. Starting to notice the trend with Slider, where just it doesn't really work for anything. And I get it. They're afraid of turning it into Splashdown again, which is valid. Splashdown's like, it was a bad special in high level, but kind of stupid in low level because you don't really know how to fight it, and it's a panic button. They don't want it to be that. But it's not gonna be that if you buff the special, so I don't know, man. I think in theory, if they buff the special, it could let Reflux play more aggressively as a whole kit, but in its current state, man, give this main weapon some love, also give Slider some love. I just realized that they did it so you can have Reef and Reef, and when they bring back Splatoon 2 Reef, you can have Reef plus Reef on the Reef. That's totally why they did it. Oh my god. Guys, please, we can do better than this. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the kits. I guess I'll briefly touch on Splatter Color Screen. I think it's going to be like a mid-tier special. Maybe it's stronger than I think. Maybe the effect lasts longer, maybe the damage is a little more. And maybe on the hallway maps it's a lot stronger than I think it's going to be, but the way current map design going is hallway maps are kind of going away, and I think as we get stage reworks, I think continue to go away more and more. So I think it'll be less and less valuable. Maybe more, maybe it's stronger than I think it is, I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, that's about it. That's kind of all I had for this one. Let me know if you guys want more of these style videos, I don't know. Other than that, have a good one, I guess. Let me know what you think in the comments. Bye.